Hello everybody, I'm Lil Hatsune Miku, and in today's video I will be showing you guys how I make my buttons. I showed you guys some of my own buttons that I made and you guys really seem to enjoy them and you guys want me to show you how I make my buttons, so I'm more than happy to show you guys how I made my buttons, and I'll show you the tips and some of the things you'll need to make these buttons and the cost of button making and the do's and don'ts when it comes to making a button. So without any further ado, you guys, let's just get right into the buttons. Okay, so when you want to make a button, you need to know what picture you are going to use, and that can be any kind of picture on the internet, just as long as it's appropriate and you know. So let's say I wanted to do one of, let's say, Hatsune Miku, just a picture of Hatsune Miku. I would go to images, and this can be like any kind of picture, it really doesn't matter. So let's just say I wanted to pick this one, and I'm not going to download. What I'm going to do is right click, I'm going to copy the image, then I'm going to go to Google Docs. And you see I already have some pictures, and I'm just going to get rid of those actually. These were some pictures I have already copied, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it. See, I don't even have to even download the picture. So if I wanted to make this as a button, usually I would just bring it to this, and that would just be okay because it would just be a circle and it really doesn't matter about the background. So what you can do for this is you can go to image options, go to size and ratio, and usually what I put in is 2.84, and it gives me just a nice little, just the right amount of size. It really doesn't matter, but if you're not sure, you can always just go up a little bit. It really doesn't matter, but just be sure that you don't make it too big, because what happens is that, let's say this was like close to the top part where it curves like this half would get cut off, like the top half, and it would only be like her forehead, and it'll just look really weird. So you have to be careful when making the numbers right, but usually 2.84 is what I usually use, but you guys can use like you know, like the little see-through part as an example to see like what size you want to use, or you can use like the templates that they have on the site. I use 58mm button sizes, so that's what I usually use, but that's just my opinion, guys. I don't really use Photoshop. I know a lot of people who make the buttons use Photoshop, but this is just how I do it, and it really doesn't matter. And if you wanted to, like, let's say, like, see, you can't like even move the image. If I wanted to, you would have to go to, I believe it was text wrap, yes. Then you go to the bottom, click text wrap, click the middle. Then we have to go down again, and where is it? You go to position, and you go to fix position on page. Now what that is going to do, that's going to allow me to move the picture anywhere I want. So let's say if you wanted to make multiple like images, let's say like we would just copy and paste again, boom, we would have another one. Then you would go to text wrap, no, not recolor, text wrap, go to this, where is it now, position, fix to this, like, say if you wanted to make like multiple stickers of this picture, you can easily just move it and just put it there, and bam, you would have like multiple pictures. That's what I do in case I wanted to make more than just one picture of something. That's what I do in case you guys don't know how to move a picture on Google Docs. It took me a while to know how to get that style, but then I will show you the other way of how I size my pictures. Okay, so for the second method that I use for sizing a picture for a button, what I do is I take this really see-through layer that goes on the button that protects your button, and it's the thing that makes your button look really glossy. I know it's kind of hard to see, but usually what I do is I put it over on top of the image, and it shows me like how big I can make the image. And some people don't use it, but I find that it really helps me, because look, if that was a button, that would look so perfectly, because it's nice in center in the middle. Or if you wanted to move it up a little bit, you wanted to do that, that's fine. But that's one of my second options that I do. That's just maybe my only way of doing it, but I don't know if I'm the only one who does that. But I find that these really help. I don't know, but see, it works like just fine. So that's my second method of sizing the photo for your button. Alright, so before I get on to making the buttons, I'm just going to show you some of the buttons that I have made. So this is one of the buttons I made. It's from my favorite game, Okami. And I made this adorable Mew and Espeon button. And a Vaporeon button. It's very adorable. this adorable little Miku and Rin Chibi looking button. It's very cute. This Flareon button is really adorable. I love it a lot. Made a little Miku button, and I made another Miku button, and a Nezuko button from the anime Demon Slayer. Now, it might look a little bit hard, but really, guys, making these buttons is just so easy. And once you guys know how to make these buttons, you'll be like, wow, that's like really easy. That was like not even hard. So I will show you the steps and how you're going to get these pictures onto a button just like this. So let's go on to some of the steps. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to get the button process started. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need this tool, and this is the tool that will cut out the pictures on the paper. Now this is a dangerous tool, I must say, because it has a little blade underneath, so I do suggest that if you are under the age of maybe 9 to 10, please have an adult or a parent or a guardian, sibling or grandparent to do this part, because I have almost cut myself a couple of times while trying to cut out these pictures, because sometimes you have to really press down and sometimes your hand just slips and my finger will be there and I will almost cut myself. So please be careful, because this blade is pretty sharp and I wouldn't want any of you guys to get hurt. And you also need this part. This is where you are going to put your picture on. The back pin, this is going to be the thing that holds your button together. And you are going to need the see-through part, the layer that protects your button. So what I have here are the pictures I'm going to be cutting out, and it might seem a little tricky at first, but trust me guys, it's pretty easy. So let's start maybe with, maybe we will start with the Applejack one. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the Applejack one. So what you want to do is place it maybe in the middle, and what I like to do first before I actually cut out the picture, I like to do a little test cut. And what that is, I gently go around the picture and to see where the blade is going to cut around the picture. And it seems like only a little bit of the white part is going to show, so that shows me that I have to go down a little bit more. So I'm going to go around again, and it looks like a little bit of the white part will show, but that's really not going to matter because it's mostly going to be around the button. So yeah, so what you want to do when you're cutting, you have to go this way. Never go this way, because if you do that, your picture will just get ruined and it doesn't cut. So I'm going to hold down maybe I'll move it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down and I'm just going to do this. You have to press down really tight. Then do this. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to get the metal piece. This goes into there, and that is the letter A. And we got B on this side. Always put this one on the A side and then the back part on the B side, because if you do that, you will mess your button up pretty bad. I've never done that myself, but I'm assuming it wouldn't work. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your picture, you're going to take this part, and then you're just going to place it on there. You can adjust it any way you want. It really doesn't matter, but I'm just going to do that for that. And then you want to put this in there, and it really doesn't matter. And actually, you can put it any way you want, but I usually just have the pointy part. Like, I'll show you guys if I can get it out. I can't. There we go. You want to have this part, like the pointy part, sticking up, because if you do that, it's just better for your button. So then what you want to do is you want to turn it like this, and then you just press down pretty hard. Just like that. Then you can see it's not in there anymore. So then what you're going to do is you're going to turn this into this slot, and then you have to push down really hard again with all your strength. Like, don't do it really weak, you have to do it pretty hard. It might shake the table a little bit, but then we turn it, and there we go. There is our first button, and a cute little button of my favorite pony, Applejack, from the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And you see guys, it's really easy, like anyone can do it. And see, you put it upside down and now the thing's at the back. So like I said guys, it's really easy to make these buttons, so that's why I really like making them. It's very calming. So now let's just get on to the rest of the buttons. Alright, now that we have made the buttons, let's take a look at them one by one. So here's the Applejack one. This one turned out really good. I think it's really adorable. Applejack is such an adorable little pony. And here is the Rarity one. This one looks really pretty. I actually really like it a lot. Rarity is a nice pony. And of course I made an Inkling one because I really liked the art style on this one and I thought it was really cool. So I liked the way it turned out. Her hat looks really cool because it almost like curves at the top, so I thought that was really nice. Really nice artwork. And here is the Spyro one I did. As you can see, it didn't go around fully. I accidentally ripped it. Like I said, sometimes it's hard to hold that thing down because your finger slips, but you know, it's okay to be flawed. I actually like it like that. It's pretty cute. I love Spyro a lot. I might buy that game for the Switch. I don't know. And here is the Hatsune Miku one I did from Cat Food. I think this one turned out really nice. It's such an adorable little button and I love the little cat. And I'm actually thinking of making buttons out of Vocaloid songs I like. And here is another one I did and it says, "You don't have to be perfect to be lovable." And I think that's such an adorable little message. And of course it has the artist name by The Latest Kate. So if you guys want to make buttons, that's fine, but I do say that do not sell other people's artwork. I know the buttons look really cool and I'm sure some of you guys might want these, but I am not going to sell any of these buttons. I have no trouble giving them to a friend, but you cannot sell someone else's artwork. It's just how it works. So in case you guys wanted to make your own buttons and sell them, please don't sell anyone else's artwork. It's their artwork, it belongs to them. I just put them on the buttons and then they just go onto my bag and that is it. I do not sell them or anything else. So here is the Eevee Evolution button. I actually used to have a pin of this on my bag, but this just looks so much cuter. And I love it. Glaceon and all the Eevee Evolutions are on there, so I think it turned out really nice. And here is the last one, my Aggretsuko button. I actually already have 2 Aggretsuko buttons, but I thought this looked really cute. And it's not really centered, but that's okay. Not all my buttons have to be perfect, but I think it turned out really nice. So yeah, those are the buttons I made, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, you guys. Well, that's going to be it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comments which button is your favorite, and let me know in the comments if you have a button maker. If you do, that's great. I would love to see you guys make your own buttons as videos, and I would just love to see how you guys make your own buttons and some of the buttons you have. If you guys want me to show off all the buttons I have, like some I've bought and some I've made myself from high school, I'll be more than happy to show you guys my button collection because I really like making buttons. It's actually a lot of fun. It's very relaxing, and I actually forgot to say one thing. When using that cutter, I suggest that you do not use that on a wooden table, anything like a glass table or anything marble. Please have one of the things I was using. That was one of those cutting boards that, you know, you can use to cut stuff on. Just please use one of those because I don't want to see anyone having their fingers cut or damaging anyone's tables. And if you guys don't have a printer, ask your parents if it is okay to use their printer because ink is very expensive, so please use your ink wisely. And if you don't have one, then hopefully in the future you can buy a printer. So yeah, that's how I make my buttons, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if you have a button that you would like to make and why. And until then, I will see you next time. Goodbye.